Hello, hello, everyone. Hello, Krista and Jen and Sandra. Let's see here. Maria, Dawn, Rachel, hello, all my friends, and hello, everyone that will catch the replay later on. We're going to do some crafting tonight. An easy birthday card, may lean a little more masculine, which is good because if you're anything like me, I have trouble sometimes coming up with masculine birthday card ideas. And so these products are going to be from our newest fall release, but could be used all year long, I think. Let's see. Hello, Dawn and Roxanne, Brenda, Madeline. Hello, hello, everyone. Okay, so I'm going to go down in my desk view. We're going to do some ink blending tonight. I have the 3D embossing folder all pressed and ready to go, and we're going to create a really easy card together. Okay, so I'm going to go down here on my desk, and I have the Lovely Layers oak branch, and super cute when it's all cut and ink blended. It has the layering branch along with the little caps or the little tops to the little acorns. I am using the Fall Leaves 3D embossing folder. And then I'm going to use a sentiment, this happy birthday right here that's actually upside down, but I'm going to use this happy birthday sentiment. It's just a really nice basic all caps font, and I kind of like a little bit of a wave in it. So I'm going to pull this happy birthday out of this I don't want to forget the name of this. Bountiful Banners. How could I forget that? Bountiful Banner stamp set. Okay, so I've got my little waffle flower stencil mat out here, and I'm going to use that. And I have my branch all cut and ready to go. So let's lay this out here, and then let me kind of zoom in a little bit. Now, I know while it is kind of white on white, it's going to be harder for us to see here a little bit. But once we get it all ink blended and everything, it's going to be easy peasy. Of course, you could cut this out of whatever color cardstock you want and just start with, a brown or green. I am going to lean more fall colors. So I'm going to show you an easy way to ink blend the little leaves and things and kind of make them fall looking. All right, I'm going to start out with gathered twigs for my branch. And I'm going to ink up my brush here. Super easy because all I need to do is just give this a really good juicy coat of the gathered twigs. And if you want it darker, add more ink. You can add more ink in, certain places. And then that is pretty good to go. We've got a good solid coat of gathered twigs all on our little stem here. All right, I'm going to pull out my tweezers, and I'm just going to pick this up and kind of move it out of the way. All right, so let's pull in the top part that has all the pretty leaves and the little acorn, or this is actually the bottom part, I should say. So I'm going to lay it down right there in my inky mess, and I'm going to start out by going just right down this branch and kind of taking that gathered twigs up into the stems of these leaves just a little bit. So I'm just going to kind of do little small circles. And because I am doing more of the fall colors, if a little bit of the brown kind of creeps its way into those leaves, I'm not going to stress out about it too much. I'm going to dip just kind of the tip of my brush right on the end into that ink. And then let me lay it down. And let's keep dipping and just moving right along here. Just like so, and pull that down. Let's get right in here. And not a whole lot of that is even going to show because we're going to add the branch part over the top of that. Okay, so I've got right down the center all ink blended. And you'll notice how I've made a mess of the leaves. That's okay. We're going to make it look like a fall oak tree. Now that I'm ready to change colors, I'm going to take my little cloth and I am going to do just a tiny bit of a cleanup here to get that gathered twigs off of my mat, so I don't make a huge mess. All right, let's pull that back down here. Let's see here. All right, now let's see. Kelly's lives are, oh, yay. Okay. Got this done. Now I'm going to start working on the leaves. And this is the fun part. This is what I love because you can really go to town with all, different colors. These are the fall colors that I have pulled out. So I've got wild honey, mustard seed, crackling campfire, rustic wilderness. And I'm going to actually start with mustard seed and do a little bit of this kind of goldeny yellow. And let's see here. I've got my brush. Pick it up. And I'm just going to hit, leaves just a little bit sporadically. There's, no rhyme or reason behind where I'm coloring. I just want to hit them just here and there a little bit and add a little bit of that color. Next, I'm going to use wild honey and we're going to do the same thing. So I can go down, pull that in here and there. Just like that. Just a little dab will do you here. And then next, let's pull in the green now. Rustic Wilderness. This is my very favorite green. Let me get the fuzz off of my desk here. And then I've got a little brush. You could really use whatever size brush that you wanted to use. It's all kind of in how, you hold it. I'm going to add little bits of green here and there. Just to spread that around. Okay. Now, it's looking like a hot mess, but I promise in the end, it's going to be really pretty. Okay, really rich, deep burnt orange with the Rustic Wilderness. Okay, now this is where I'm going to get a little bit more strategic in how I brush. I'm tipping my brush kind of over on the edge like this and kind of just dragging it here and there to hit the tips of some of these leaves like they're kind of changing colors on our oak tree here. Hit there, hitting there. Let me kind of blend that one out where I got a little wild with the ink there. Okay, and now let me hold this up so I can kind of pull it off of the mat so you can see it better. Okay, so you see now where we've got kind of just all those sporadic little mixed colors here and there, but we've got the green and the yellow and the lighter orange and the darker crackling campfire. And of course, we've got the brown of our limb and our little acorns. Okay, so let me go here, get all my mess cleaned up, move my little brushes out of the way, and now we can adhere. Let's see here. While I'm getting my glue all ready, let's see if I'm missing any of the comments. Okay, love the colors. Okay, very pretty. And so easy. So easy. There's no, rhyme or reason to any of that. Okay, I'm going to add adhesive, just some little dots. Let me get my little glue going here. Little dots right down the branch because that's where it's going to adhere. And then I'm going to take the top branch layer and I'm simply going to add it right over the top and puzzle piece it down. Now I'm going to pick it up and make sure that everything lines up nicely. I can kind of work my fingers in here. There we go. All right. And then this is what we have so far. So we've got our really nice chocolatey brown branch. And then we have our beautiful kind of fall leaves. So you see here, as we're looking at this, if you wanted to do a card with somebody that has a summer birthday, well, you do maybe some really dark green leaves and maybe like a more limey kind of citron green. Here, obviously, I have changed the colors and made them look more fall. Okay, so in that die set, there are the little caps to the acorns, and I am cheating. I have cut those out of chocolate brown paper because one, they're little, and two, there's really no need to feel like we have to ink blend that when I can just cut that part out of paper. But I'm going to add a little, let me kind of move this here. I'm going to add a little dot of adhesive to each one of these little acorn tops, just like that. Oh, I don't want to miss him. If I can get him picked up with my fingers here and with my tweezers. Okay, and then I'm going to start adhering down into the glue right on the tips or on the cap part of those little acorns. And then I'm going to have a darker spot and then a lighter base to it. Okay, I'm going to take the next one and lay it down. And then we can do the next one. And it's nice because there's actually more little caps on that die than you actually need for the branch. So if you're like me, and when you take them off of your die machine and one goes rogue, there's extras. Because I did that today. I lost one little acorn cap and I thought, oh darn, until I counted them. And then there's extras in there. So that was handy. And then let me place this little guy and then press that down. And then let me pick it up here so we can take a look. Okay, so now we've got our oak branch all decorated for fall, all good to go. So I can move that out of the way, move these out of the way, and then I'm going to move this. Okay, so for our card base, I used that 3D embossing folder, the fall leaves that's so beautiful. We've played with this a couple of times during our live stream, but it has so many details. And I did simple craft cardstock because I am doing kind of a more masculine card. So really, as you can see, if you have someone who's a hunter or that likes to camp and fish and likes the outdoors, this would also be good for that. It's just a really pretty outdoorsy kind of embossing folder. Now I've got a green card base and I'm going to flip my card horizontally tonight. So before I get too involved in that, my oak branch is going to stretch across my 3D embossed background like so, and kind of pop. We're going to have all those beautiful colors kind of pop off the front like that. So I'm going to use my liquid adhesive again. You could pop this up. When we had our springtime release, I did a similar card to this with the dogwood blooms embossing 3D embossing folder and then the dogwood branch. And so similar card, but a lot more feminine looking with the kind of rosy pink blossoms and things like that. And so this is kind of my masculine version of that card. It also would be great for somebody that you know that maybe has a fall birthday. Okay, I'm going to grab my scissors and I'm just going to trim off the excess on the side of my little branch there that was kind of hanging off the side. And now I can add this to my green card base. And it just kind of all pulls together. And I'm just going to hit those high points with my liquid adhesive. Let's put that back there. And then I can pop this down. And I'm going to very carefully kind of pick it up and shimmy it around very carefully, and then, gently kind of press that liquid adhesive into place. Let it grab hold. And then once everything is kind of where you want it to go and that glue's doing its thing, you could always kind of come back and, do this number and kind of pop up some of the leaves. I like to do that sometimes with any of our little lovely layers, flowers or branches and things like this. But now I've kind of got like a little dimensional branch. This is also a really great tree branch if you have the lovely layers owl or even the quail. If you kind of wanted to nestle your owl or nestle the quail, our winter birds, our spring birds. It's just another great branch for all of our birds and our things to perch on. Okay, I'm going to take that. Where is it here? The happy birthday. So let me pull this out. And while I'm getting my stamp all ready to go here, I'll kind of look here and see if there's any questions. There's so many great sentiments in here. Happy autumn, thinking of you, sending my love. That would be a great anniversary card too for like a husband or something like that. Okay, let's go a little bit wider here so we can kind of see our Misty. And then I have a scrap. Where did I do it? A scrap of craft cardstock, because I really want the fall looking branch to kind of be the star of the card. So I'm going to keep everything else pretty neutral, pretty basic. You can see where I started out and cut craft little caps to my acorns, and I didn't like those as much as the really dark chocolate brown ones, and so I switched gears. All right, so I've got my happy birthday, and I'm just going to pop that down there, and then I can choose a color. And I want to use, I do this a lot of times with my sentiment. I'm going to choose a color that we've used in the branches. And I think I might go with the green just because we've used the green card base. And I think it will be really pretty staying kind of with that theme that we've got going on here. So I'm just going to pull out the Rustic Wilderness. And you can stamp with your Distress Oxide inks. It's harder to stamp with the regular Distress, but the oxides stamp really well because of their formula. So if you want different colored sentiments to coordinate with what you've got going on, you can always use your oxides. The thing that you have to remember is they take just a little bit longer to dry. So you don't want to die cut or handle it right away. I always take my heat tool and give it just a little warm up to set that ink. Rustic Wilderness, let's see here. Rustic Wilderness is the green. It's my very favorite green. And I like it because when you ink blend, you can make it really super deep and dark, or you can make it lighter depending on how hard you press on the brush and then how much ink you use. So you can really blend it out and go from really, really deep into almost kind of a citron color. But you can see it's really, really deep here, and then you can really fade it out. And then those of you who hang out with me a lot know that I love to use my dirty brushes. And so you can really make that nice and light if you so choose to do that. Okay, so I've got the coordinating die to my little kind of curvy happy birthday here. And I've got a used piece of highlighter tape. I love, you guys know me, I'm a little paper tape hoarder. I like to reuse all the things until I can't anymore. I'm going to get my head in the way probably. And I'm going to line this die up. And then we can give it a tape down. And then I can use my big old scissors one more time. And then I'm going to pull out my little die machine. Okay, so I'm going to put my plate down. And then my sentiment, my little cover. Easy peasy. Okay. Let me get all that out of the way. And now I can gently kind of pop this out of the back side. Now I've got this cute little wavy sentiment that is kind of going to, I don't know, I think I might pop it up. Look how cute that's going to be right there, just kind of wavy along that branch. I think I'm going to pop this part up and have that be a little dimensional element on the front of the card. Let's see here. So let me flip this little guy over, and then I'm going to run this narrow foam strip right along the curve of that sentiment. And I like to press my nail into it a little bit and tear it off. And then I'm going to use my tweezers like that. And then I can kind of place it right along here. I like those little acorns to show though. So I'm going to kind of get my head in the way again. And I'm going to barely place it. And I'm going to hold it up just a little bit. And then I can really press that into place. Now let's give these a little zhuzh again. Just like that. Kind of pop those up. And then we have a really pretty but simple birthday card for any kind of fall birthday, masculine birthday, but easy peasy, lemon squeezy, right? All right, let's go here. I'm going to switch over here. Oh, I'm on the other side tonight. Okay, so I've got that there. Now let's see if there's any, let's see, Dawn. Where's Dawn? Hello, Dawn. Let's see, Subo, hello, beautiful. Yes, easy peasy. Let's see here. The branch and the little acorns. Yes, they're adorable. And like I said, they go with any of our birds. They go with the owl, of course, the quail, but I think they're so simple and pretty, just like this, because I don't know about you, but I tend to be just a little bit more simple when it comes to more masculine cards. And I have a lot of fall birthdays that are men and boys in my family. And so this is going to be perfect for a fall birthday for a young man in my family that is coming up, because it is simple. It still is a little bit fall themed. It's a little more masculine. It's not super feminine, but it's still a really, really pretty card, I think. Let's see here. A Winkastella. Absolutely. You could totally do that. And I think, you zhuzh this up a little bit. Let's say if you did maybe a gold embossed sentiment, you could use the same sentiment, same font and everything, gold emboss that, use a little Winkastella, maybe a few little gold pearls. Then you've got something that is much more feminine for maybe a more a girly happy birthday, something like that, but that's in the fall. And you can notice how, you change the look of those leaves and do more greens and maybe a citron color, more springtime or something like that. You've got a totally different look to that oak branch. Let's see. I needed this Guy Cards challenge. Guy cards are so challenging sometimes. I love that it is clean and simple. Yes, the card that I did, and I won't keep you a whole long time, but this I will show you what was kind of my inspiration. And this was actually on my Instagram. So this is one of the cards that I did during a live stream in the spring. This is that Dogwood Branch, I believe, and I'll probably say it wrong. Yes, Dogwood Bloom 3D embossing folder, but with the more, see how much more feminine that is? And then you choose a more frilly, kind of swirly sentiment, and the colors that you choose makes that much more feminine. It's still the same idea as this card. It's just you're going a lot more masculine here and a lot more feminine with this one. Just in the colors that we choose and the inks we choose, and even the font on the sentiment is a lot more, has that kind of curly Q look to it. It is a lot more feminine looking. I hope that makes sense. That was kind of my inspiration. That card that I did in the springtime was my inspiration for this one. And I thought there's got to be a way I could turn this oak branch a little bit more into a masculine card. Men are boring. Present company excluded. I love that. Let's see here. Tone on tone. Yes, exactly. And so that's kind of why I kept like the craft cardstock here. I could have done completely tone on tone and added this to a craft card base, or I could have gone completely edge to edge with that embossed panel there. So it just depends on, what's floating your boat that day. All right, let's see if there's any other little questions or Ricky, men are boring and the worst. LOL. I knew Ricky probably had to be in the comments somewhere. Somebody said present company excluded. That's right. We love our Ricky. Let's see, what embossing folder do you use? This is Fall Leaves. So let me find it. So here it is right here. Gorgeous. Look at all the details in that. And there are several of our design team in the chat over there. They can tell you, like, guys, what is your experience with this embossing folder? What did you think when you saw it? The details on it are amazing. You can see all the little crackles in the leaves. And let me kind of hold this up for you. And I'll tilt it in the light. And you can see all the little veins and everything. So you can do it plain Jane like this. It's also a really good embossing folder for techniques. If you wanted to add ink to the inside of this and then press it and do techniques like that. You can also do, I saw one of our design team members on a reel roll a brayer with gold ink over the top of that. Totally different look. So it really, so many different uses and techniques with the embossing folder. This embossing folder is so stunning. Thank you, Mari. Yes, it is. I think so too. Brenda said the detail is amazing. And I'm sure some of you in the comments have probably gotten this in your orders of goodies. Let's see here. I did a messy colored background with that embossing folder for a masculine card. Yes, absolutely. Yes, yes, yes. I used the foundry wax. Perfect. Yes. You guys always have the best ideas. I bet that would be gorgeous. Yes. All right. All right. So it is time for our giveaway this Monday night. Let's see here. I don't know if I have seen Miss Lisa. So I think I get to choose the giveaway winner tonight. Have you guys seen Lisa in the comments? I love the results using this embossing photo. Just need to figure out my sandwich. I did too. I had to play with it. Everyone is different and every machine is different. All right, I'm going to choose our winner tonight. I don't think Lisa's here. So our winner this evening is Miss Madeline. Always looking for ideas for masculine cards. Congratulations, Madeline. All right, you are the winner. Oh, Lisa already picked somebody. We do this every time. All right, Madeline and Retro RX, you are the winner too. Okay, Madeline and Retro. Let me find my little handy dandy banner here. All right, if you'll email me, Kelly, Kelley at honeybeestamps.com, I will send you both your prizes. Congratulations to Madeline and Retro. Lisa and I, it has been the Mondayest Monday today. We've been working. We've been working all day. So congratulations to our winners. I hope you guys will join me back here on Wednesday night. You never know what Kelly might come up with. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you on Wednesday. Goodbye, friends. Have a great night.